I qualified for a $0 monthly student loan repayment plan even though I grossed $63,482. This is my student loan account and it's serviced by Nelnet. It says that I owe $39,314.40 with a due date of December 1st for $0.00. The reason it's due in December instead of October is because borrowers have different due dates based on when their payments were made. I paid my student loans for 2 months more than I needed to when Donald Trump first announced the pause on student loans. I got a $0 payment despite making more money than people I know who couldn't get their monthly payments as low as mine because the IRS allows independent contractors to report vehicle-related expenses so that they don't pay income taxes on those purchases. I'm going to show you how those same tax write-offs allow independent contractors to get a lower student loan payment. Thanks to the IRS, there are 2 ways to claim expenses. The first way is by tracking and reporting your actual expenses yourself. Let's assume you drove 10,000 miles. You also made $10,000, but it cost you $2,000 to make that amount of money. When the IRS sees this, they consider your income as the $10,000 you made, subtracted by the $2,000 you spent, giving you a taxable income of $8,000. Let's go one step deeper by assuming everyone who gets taxed is getting taxed around 25%. 25% of $8,000 is $2,000 paid in taxes. Out of the $10,000 you earned, the $2,000 spent on expenses and the other $2,000 spent on taxes, you only get to keep $6,000 out of the $10,000. But do you think you'll be able to keep more or less if we were to use the same example with the second method? The second method that the IRS allows for tracking expenses is called the standard mileage deduction. The IRS sets the standard mileage rate every single year. In 2022, it started at 58.5 cents, going up to 65.5 cents for every mile that we drive in 2023. The IRS calculates the standard mileage deduction rate by conducting an annual study of the fixed and variable cost of operating a car. Fixed costs includes things like insurance, registration, and taxes, while variable costs includes things like gas, oil, maintenance, repairs, tires, and even parking. Once the IRS has determined the average cost of operating a car, it sets the standard mileage rate at a rate that is slightly lower than the average cost. This is to ensure that taxpayers are not overstating their deduction. But if you're a rideshare driver, the cost of operating your car is going to be cheaper than someone who drives an 18-wheeler, and people who drive their own 18-wheeler are also considered in the IRS's calculation for the standard mileage deduction. In our earlier example, you drove 10,000 miles and made $10,000. If we multiply the standard deduction rate of 65.5 cents by the 10,000 miles you drove, we get a tax write-off of $6,550. To find out how much we would owe in taxes, we would subtract the tax write-off of $6,550 from the amount of money we made of $10,000, which would give us a taxable income of $3,040. Assuming a 25% tax rate again, you would only pay $837.50, saving you over $1,100 in taxes compared to if you were to claim your real expenses of $2,000 instead. If the actual amount of money you spend to run your business is lower than what the government thinks it should cost you to run your business, you get to pocket the difference without having to pay taxes on that money. This artificially and legally lowers your taxable income. Rideshare drivers that drive a lot of miles and can keep their expenses lower don't pay a lot of taxes. The student loan repayment plan looks at your taxable income to see if you qualify for a $0 student loan repayment plan. The SAV plan uses your tax returns to decide how much your monthly payment will be. But there are 2 major problems that most people aren't even considering. Borrowers that use the SAVE plan will be forgiven any remaining balance after 25 years or 10 years for Pell Grant recipients. Your loan balance will be forgiven if you make all of your monthly required payments on time and in full. Interest won't be added to your balance during that time unless you miss a payment. If you miss a payment, the interest can be added back to your balance and you will get dumped with a monster amount of interest and late fees. But why does this even matter if you can qualify for a $0 payment? It matters because your ability to qualify is based on your tax returns. You might qualify for zero payments in 2023, but if you hit the like button on this video, YouTube will show you even more of my content that's geared towards helping people increase their income. Even though we get a substantial tax write-off as rideshare drivers, I wish all of my viewers to keep making as much money as possible. For example, I didn't expect to qualify for a $0 payments in 2024 based off of my 2023 tax returns because I will earn almost double what I did last year. I also don't plan on waiting 10 years for my student loans to be forgiven. If everything goes well, I should have all of my debts paid no later than 2025. This includes my old car repo, my current car loan, my student loans, my wife's student loans, and any other debt that we have. I make all of these crazy videos about maximizing your income and working as much as you can because I see rideshare as a stepping stone into something greater. A lot of drivers see rideshare as a long-term career, and I think that's a huge mistake. Not a lot of jobs allow you to work as much as you want. That's what makes rideshare so powerful. It allows you to grind your way out of bad financial situations. If you have any debt, except a mortgage, you are just one accident away from potentially losing everything. So listen to this plan that I'm about to give you. It's the same exact plan that I'm using now. The first step is to save $1,000 starter emergency fund. $1,000 might not sound like enough, but that's because it's not supposed to. It's meant to take care of smaller emergencies so you don't feel the need to use debt to overcome them when things happen to you. The next step is to pay off all of your debt, excluding your mortgage. Imagine how much money you could save if you didn't have a car payment. You'd be able to run your rideshare business way more efficiently. You could work fewer hours to have more time to invest into the things that actually give meaning. For me, that's helping people like you here on YouTube. The third step would be to revisit your emergency fund and save 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Being debt free at this point would make your monthly expenses so low that it wouldn't take very long to fund your emergency fund. Believe it or not, I didn't come up with this plan myself. These are just the first 3 steps out of 7 that are known as the Dave Ramsey baby steps. If you're interested in signing up for his program for free, this is not sponsored. I found a way to access his books, apps, and 9-week program that will help you take better care of your finances so that you never even need to go on rideshare ever again. I don't know how long it will be free, but if it's something you're interested in checking out, you can join my Discord community also for free, where I will post the link as long as it remains active. My favorite tool is the roadmap tool, which shows how long it will take for me to become a millionaire based off of my current financial situation. It thinks I'll be a millionaire in 10 years, even though I plan to do it in about 7. It's something that I think all of us can do. It's very realistic, but it is hard work. And I want everyone who wants financial peace to come with me on this journey called life. If you don't want to get left behind, make sure you like this video so that YouTube will recommend more of my videos to you. If you're considering becoming a rideshare driver, there are 2 things that you need to do. The first is to use my referral link, which will give you a bonus when you get started. The second thing you need to do is check out this app that tells you how much other drivers are making in your specific market to see if it's even worth becoming a rideshare driver. Peace.